Hello everyone, welcome back to our new video for solved answers to 4th semester B.Ed. For the subject Gender, School and Society, we will continue to answer 5 more questions that we believe will be repeated as from our analysis. Let's start.
Let's start our today's video with our first question. I will walk you through the main points or highlights of the answer. You can go through the complete answers by yourself. Question 1. Write the meaning and definition of patriarchy. Answer. Patriarchy is a social system characterized by the dominance and authority of men over women and other marginalized genders. It is a complex and pervasive structure that has existed for centuries and continues to influence various aspects of society. Patriarchy operates on the basis of power differentials, perpetuating the idea that men are inherently superior to women, and consequently, they should hold positions of power and influence. At its core, patriarchy is a system of social organization that assigns and reinforces gender roles, expectations, and norms. It often manifests in various forms, from overt discrimination to subtle, ingrained biases. In a patriarchal society, men hold more significant economic, political, and social power. Patriarchy is not solely limited to the relationships between individuals but extends to institutions, laws, and cultural practices. It influences how societies distribute resources, opportunities, and responsibilities, often limiting women's access to education, economic opportunities, and leadership roles. This structural oppression reinforces gender stereotypes and norms that perpetuate the idea that men are more competent, rational, and suited for leadership. Challenging and dismantling patriarchy is an ongoing process that involves redefining gender roles, promoting gender equity, and creating a more inclusive and just society. This necessitates raising awareness of gender-based discrimination, reforming discriminatory laws and policies, and fostering a culture of respect and equality. Understanding the meaning and definition of patriarchy is crucial in this endeavor, as it enables individuals and societies to confront and rectify the inequalities. Next question. Question number 2. Explain the socialist theory of feminism. Answer. The socialist theory of feminism is a perspective within feminist thought that seeks to understand and address the intersection of gender inequality and economic inequality within the broader context of society. It views the struggles of women through a socialist lens, emphasizing the economic and class dimensions of gender oppression. This theory asserts that capitalism and patriarchy are deeply interconnected. At its core, socialist feminism contends that the capitalist economic system perpetuates gender inequality by exploiting women's labor and reinforcing traditional gender roles. Women are often paid less than men for the same work, are overrepresented in low-wage jobs, and bear the burden of unpaid domestic labor. This economic exploitation is seen as a key source of women's subordination. Socialist feminists argue that capitalism thrives on the undervaluing of reproductive labor. Furthermore, socialist feminists highlight the disproportionate impact of economic inequality on marginalized groups of women, particularly women of color and those from lower socio-economic backgrounds. They contend that true feminist liberation must address the economic disparities that exacerbate the oppression of these groups. In practice, socialist feminists often advocate for policies such as equal pay for equal work, subsidized childcare, paid parental leave, and social safety. In summary, the socialist theory of feminism recognizes that gender oppression is intricately linked to economic exploitation within a capitalist society. It seeks to dismantle both patriarchy and capitalism to achieve a more equitable and just society for all, emphasizing the importance of addressing economic disparities as a means to achieve gender equality. Next question. Question number 3. Write the legal decisions in the protection of women. Answer. The legal landscape concerning the protection of women in India has evolved significantly over the years. India has a complex and comprehensive legal framework that aims to safeguard the rights and well-being of women. Here, we will discuss some key legal decisions and initiatives that have played a crucial role in this regard. One of the most prominent legal milestones is the enactment of the Protection of Women from Domestic Violence Act in 2005. This law provides a civil remedy for women facing domestic violence, ensuring their right to live a life free from physical, emotional, and economic abuse. It allows for the issuance of protection orders, residence orders, and monetary reliefs to victims. The Supreme Court of India has also been instrumental in shaping women's rights. In the landmark case of Indra Sarma v. VKV Sarma, 2013, the Supreme Court upheld a woman's right to live in a shared household after separation from her husband, emphasizing the importance of protecting the matrimonial home as woman's right. The Nirbhaya case, 2012, brought international attention to the issue of sexual violence in India. The subsequent Criminal Law Amendment Act 2013 introduced significant changes to the Indian Penal Code, including stricter punishment for sexual offense. Additionally, the Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao, Save the Girl Child, Educate the Girl Child initiative was launched in 2015 to address the declining child sex ratio and promote the welfare of girls. However, despite these legal strides, challenges persist, and the effective implementation of these laws remains a concern. Continued efforts are essential to ensure the protection of women's rights in India, and the legal system plays a pivotal role in this ongoing battle for gender equality and women. Question 4. Explain the role of school in socialization of gender. Ans. The role of schools in the socialization of gender is significant, as educational institutions play a crucial part in shaping individuals' understanding and perception of gender roles and identities. This process begins at an early age and continues throughout a student's educational journey, impacting their views on masculinity, femininity, and the spectrum of gender diversity. Here are several key points. 1. Curriculum and textbooks. Schools often use curriculum materials and textbooks that reflect societal norms and expectations related to gender. By promoting gender-neutral and inclusive curriculum, schools can challenge these stereotypes. 2. Classroom interactions. Teachers and peers influence how students perceive gender roles through their interactions. Encouraging inclusive language, respecting pronoun choices, and fostering an environment where all students feel safe to express their gender identity is essential in promoting diversity and inclusion. 3. Extracurricular activities. Schools offer a range of extracurricular activities that can either reinforce or challenge gender stereotypes. Encouraging students to participate in a variety of activities, regardless of their gender, helps break down traditional barriers. 4. Anti-bullying programs. Many schools implement anti-bullying programs to address issues related to gender-based bullying and discrimination. These programs aim to create a more inclusive and accepting atmosphere for students of all gender identities. 5. Role models. Teachers and staff serve as role models for students. By having a diverse and gender-inclusive group of educators and administrators, schools can help students understand that people of all genders can excel in various roles and professions. 6. Sex education. Sex education programs in schools play a crucial role in teaching students about reproductive health, relationships, and consent. Inclusive sex education can help break down stereotypes and provide accurate information about diverse gender identities and sexual orientations. Next question. Question number 5. Explain the concept of gender in National Curriculum Framework. Answer. The concept of gender in the National Curriculum Framework is a fundamental aspect of educational policy and practice, reflecting a commitment to promoting gender equality and inclusivity in the education system. The National Curriculum Framework recognizes the importance of addressing and dismantling gender-based disparities and biases in education. One of the central pillars of the National Curriculum Framework's approach to gender is to ensure equitable access to education for all, irrespective of gender. This means that both girls and boys, as well as individuals who do not conform to traditional gender norms, should have equal opportunities to pursue education. It emphasizes the elimination of gender-based stereotypes and discrimination in the curriculum, classroom practices, and teaching materials. The National Curriculum Framework encourages a curriculum that is sensitive to the diverse experiences and needs of students of all genders. It recognizes that educational content should be inclusive, reflecting the contributions and experiences of women, men, and individuals with diverse gender identities. This approach aims to challenge traditional narratives and representations that have historically marginalized certain genders. The concept of gender in the National Curriculum Framework also highlights the importance of creating a safe and supportive learning environment that is free from gender-based violence and harassment. Schools are encouraged to develop and implement policies that address issues like bullying, sexual harassment, and other forms of gender-based violence. In summary, the concept of gender in the National Curriculum Framework underscores the importance of addressing gender disparities, stereotypes, and biases in education. It calls for an inclusive and equitable approach that ensures that all students, regardless of their gender, have access to quality education and are treated with dignity and respect in the learning environment. This approach contributes to building a more inclusive and just society where all genders can thrive.
That's all for this session. Please do share this video to your friends circle and help us to help you get the best possible notes and materials. Keep watching our videos and happy learning. See you in the next series. Take and bye until then.